Kakashi Jr. by Fruit. Naruto becomes fed up with all the cold looks he gets from the villagers, so he becomes Hatake Arashi by using a face mask and dyeing his hair. With his new persona, can he win over the villagers? And more importantly, Sakura? Naruto looked at himself in the mirror, not recognizing whom it was that stared back at him with wide eyes of surprise. His hair was dyed a dark tint of orange. Most of his face was hidden from sight as a headband, soon to be replaced by a Konoha forehead protector once he graduated from the academy, covered his left eye, and a matching ninja face mask concealed the whisker-like marks on his cheeks. He had gotten the idea after seeing a really cool looking jonin the other day walking down the street. Many ninjas aside from Anbu didn't wear face masks anymore. In fact, it was actually sort of a rare sight nowadays. The reason, which could probably be parallel as to why the hidden villages were actually not exactly hidden. Thus, the idea of a face mask had never really dawned on him until then. He had even imitated the masked Jonin's way of dressing. He was wearing a green jacket similar to his usual orange one, but he had cut the sleeves off so it would resemble the flak vest that Jonins wore. The hair, however, he figured that he was too young for gray, so he chose a different color, his favorite color, orange. No one will know how I am. No one's gonna hate me now, he thought smugly as he exited his bathroom and made his way out of the front door. Honestly, he was a little nervous at first. What if people saw through him? Oh yeah, he had to think of a name too. What was the masked Jonin's name again? Hayate Karashi? Hatake Kakashi. Hatake Kakashi. Yeah, that was it. I'll be Hatake Arashi then. He walked down to the busy shopping district to test out his disguise. He walked up to a vegetable stand and inspected the cabbages. Even though he really had no idea what was considered a good lettuce and what was considered bad. Welcome! What can I do for you, boy? The owner of the stand said cheerfully. Naruto started out nervously. He had never been addressed that way before, except by the Ichiraku ramen stand owner. He took a deep breath and gathered up the courage that he was known for. I want to buy some cabbage, but I'm not really good at picking them out, he explained happily. There really was a plausible reason as to why he ate ramen all the time, and the fact that he loved it to death was only half of it. He didn't know how to pick out fresh produce, and no one ever helped him. One time, the owner of the fruit stand even gave him rotting apples and charged him double for it. Here, this one looks really nice and fresh, the lady said with a bright smile as she bagged a crisp and leafy bundle of lettuce and handed it to him. And just for today, I'll only charge you half price, she whispered with a smile. Shh. Naruto's eyes, well, one eye, considering the other one was covered by his headband, brightened. Thanks. He handed her the money and ran off to the next stand, feeling a rush of excitement that his disguise was working. He was being accepted. He spent the morning before class stocking up on food he usually was never able to buy. I'll be having a celebration feast tonight. He grinned as he dropped everything off at his apartment before leaving for class. There was one thing that he dreaded though as he approached the school building. He would have to let Iruka sensei in on his plan and hope for the best. No way would they just let some no-name Hatake Arashi into the Ninja Academy mid-year. He now wished that he had treated Iruka sensei a bit better. He sighed as he entered the empty classroom. It was still early, so Iruka sensei was the only one there, getting things ready for the day's lesson. Iruka sensei? Naruto managed to blurt out, getting the teacher's attention. Iruka stared at the boy for a moment, not recognizing him as one of his students, But then he took a closer look at the one eye that was still visible and recognized the tide of emotion in that deep azure sea. Looking into those eyes was like looking into a blue-tinted mirror for Iruka. Naruto? He stammered. Naruto was taken back. How did you know it was me? I have my ways, Iruka replied smugly, proud that he had unraveled another one of Naruto's tricks. However, then he realized that it wasn't a trick. In the boy that stood before him, he suddenly saw himself, a younger version of himself, trying to change the harsh reality that surrounded him. Naruto had always resorted to acting like an idiot to get attention, but this was beyond anything he had ever done before. Naruto was desperate now, and Iruka could see that. Iruka-sensei, Naruto sighed, reaching up to take off the mask. You can leave it on, Iruka said quickly, hoping he wouldn't regret it later. Huh? But no more fooling around. You have to work hard in class from now on to become a strong ninja, Iruka lectured. In exchange, I'll go along with this, and maybe I'll treat you to some ramen afterwards. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. I promise that I'll study hard from now on. Iruka could tell that Naruto was grinning like an idiot behind a face mask. Did you decide on a name? Hatake Arashi. Iruka chuckled as he pulled out his attendance sheet and added in his name. Sounds like you were really taken with Hatake Kakashi, even copying his name to some degree. I've seen him around town a few times, but I really want to meet him, Naruto exclaimed excitedly, brimming with gratefulness to the ninja that had inspired this transformation. Do you know him, Iruka-sensei? Not personally, but he's famous throughout the world as one of the strongest elite ninja. He's known as the copy ninja Kakashi, who has mastered over 1,000 enemy techniques, Iruka explained. You have to study really hard if you want to become like him. Yes, sir, Naruto saluted gleefully. Not only did his idol look like, trying to stay very, very monetized, like a cool person, okay? But he was also a cool person. But I won't just become like him. I'm gonna surpass him and become the Hokage. Iruka could only laugh, but now some of the other students started coming in, glancing at the new student, or at least that was what they assumed, for a moment before taking their seat. Once class started, Iruka introduced the new student as Hatake Arashi, and also explained that Uzumaki Naruto would be taking a leave of absence for an unspecified amount of time as they progressed. Iruka was beginning to feel very proud with Naruto's progress. He still goofed off during class with some of the other boys, but now he took learning and training quite a bit more seriously. He could also tell that Naruto had been planning this for quite a while, since he had now mastered all the techniques that he had been well behind on. He had probably been practicing the techniques all night and day before just to get them down perfectly for his new persona. Naruto's mind was reeling that day with all the fun he had. It was a type of fun that he had never had before. It wasn't the type of fun where he did a prank or acted like an idiot, and everyone laughed at him. It was a type of fun that he couldn't describe just yet. It was only the first day after all. Hatake... Oh, I don't like this. Hatake-kun, I'm already hanging out with the guys, he replied, clueless as he nodded towards his group of buddies. I don't like how that sounds, but sure. Kiba, Choji, and Shikamaru had befriended Arashi pretty quickly since they were all a bit of troublemakers. Then, can we join you guys? Yes, Kiba cheered inwardly. Females. How troublesome, Shikamaru thought with a sigh. Sure, Naruto said cheerfully as he split his chopstick. Then he realized that everyone was staring at him. He would have to take his mask off to eat. They wanted to see his face. The girls were practically drooling in anticipation. That was good, Naruto grinned, as everyone who was in witness grew a sweat drop. Being able to slurp up an entire bowl of noodles in a fraction of a second came in handy after all. The girls were disappointed that they didn't get to see his face, but that only made them more interested in him. Look at him, Ino scowled. Don't they have any sense of loyalty to Sasuke? Sakura frowned, a bit annoyed by the new student, though she did have to admit that she was at least a little bit curious about him. Well, less competition for us then, Ino smirked. By the end of the day, Sasuke wasn't the only one who had heard of girls following him around. A ninja with a face mask shrouded in mystery was quite cool after all. Elsewhere, Naruto, where did you go? Hinata whimpered silently. Kakashi stared at the strange kid. The kid stared back. They had bumped into each other coincidentally, and while Kakashi would normally have paid no mind, this time it was different. The kid was dressed just like him. It creeped him out a bit. He immediately spun around on his heels and started walking away. He walked a little faster when he realized that the kid was following him, but the kid merely matched his pace. Soon they had accelerated into a brisk power walk and ended up in the woods at the outskirts of the village. Kakashi sighed and then walked straight up a nearby tree, hoping the kid wouldn't or couldn't follow him. Wow, how'd you walk up the tree? The kid asked in amazement as he climbed up after Kakashi the normal way. Once he got high enough, he jumped up at Kakashi, so he couldn't get away but was instead met by a log. Kawarami. Oh my god. Kawarimi no jutsu, Kakashi mumbled lazily as he reappeared higher up in the tree. That was cool too, the kid exclaimed excitedly, climbing up to the top of the tree to meet Kakashi. Alright kid, what do you want? He asked in his normal lazy sounding voice as he put his book away. You're copy ninja Kakashi, Naruto stammered, still starstruck. I know who I am. Who are you? Kakashi sighed. Hatake Arashi, Naruto exclaimed. No, really, who are you? Kakashi grew a sweat drop, realizing that the name was too similar to be his real name. As expected from an elite ninja, Naruto murmured as he took off his mask. I'm Uzumaki Naruto. The Kyuubi kid. Then it suddenly dawned on him as to why the kid would don a face mask and change his name. Please train me. Train? I need to get strong enough to become Hokage, so that everyone will acknowledge me, Naruto exclaimed, pumping a fist into the air. Then I won't have to wear this thing anymore. Such a naive little child, Kakashi thought lazily. Sorry, no. Why? Naruto whined. Maybe when you become a genin. But I still have a year left at the academy before graduation. Then maybe I'll see you in a year. But I can't wait that long, Naruto moaned. How about if I prove to you that I can pass the graduation exam right here, right now? You'll accept me as your student. A simple bunshin no jutsu. No way, Kakashi rolled his eyes, knowing how easy the graduation exam at the academy were. If you can take it another step further and do a Kage Bunshin no Jutsu instead, then maybe I'll consider it. Alright, Naruto cheered triumphantly as he jumped up and down on the branch that they were sitting on. Wait, what's a Kage Bunshin? Kage Bunshin. Kakashi demonstrated and formed one clone. Unlike the regular Bunshin, this guy is solid, Kakashi explained, knocking his clone lightly on the head. Cool, teach me. He showed him again slowly and explained it as vaguely as possible. You'll never be able to do it. You'll see, Kakashi-sensei. I'll make you proud, Naruto exclaimed, putting his face mask back on before commencing with the training. Come find me when you're done, Kakashi said nonchalantly and left the book in hand, not expecting to see the kid in a long time. Kakashi was right. He hadn't seen Naruto for weeks. Well, at least he's out of my hair for now. He chuckled and went back to reading his book. He should have been grateful for the new student. He really should have. Arashi did cut the number of members in the Uchiha fan club nearly in half after all, but gratefulness was the furthest thing from the young Uchiha's cold and calculating mind. Sasuke observed the masked boy at a distance during class. What's so great about him? His ninja skills are only about average, and half the time I could swear his idiocy level is on par with that Job. They had sparring scheduled for that day in class, and Sasuke secretly hoped that he would be paired up with the masked student so he could show off his dominance. Of course, he would never admit to that though. First up, Shino versus Shikamaru, Iruka announced. Oh, troublesome, Shikamaru grumbled, reluctantly getting up. The first match actually turned out to be quite interesting, since Shikamaru and Shino were both intelligent type fighters, trying to out-predict the other at every move. The match ended prematurely, however, because of Shikamaru's short chakra supply. Winner Shino. Good job, you two, Iruka congratulated. Next up is Arashi versus Sasuke. The tiniest smirk appeared on Sasuke's lips as the girls in the class erupted into applause. Despite the face mask, he could tell that Arashi was pumped up for the match as well. Let's end this once and for all. Match start. Yeah, this is not the end. This is just the beginning, bro. Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto shouted. However, nothing happened. Sasuke grew a sweat drop. What is this? Naruto shrugged and then charged in directly as usual with the standard Academy Taijutsu style. Sasuke easily blocked the first attack, but was surprised that Naruto's fist had never made contact. Bunshin. Got that right, pretty boy. The real Naruto appeared just as the Bunshin disappeared. He had been hiding inside the Bunshin the whole time, making it seem like he had never summoned the Bunshin in the first place. He then sent a powerful punch right into Sasuke's gut, knocking the wind right out of him. Sasuke recovered as quickly as he could and salvaged his pride by landing a roundhouse kick across the side of Naruto's head, sending him sprawling. I got first hit bonus at least. Naruto chuckled as he dusted himself off. And you thought I was an idiot for just charging in like that. You may be number 1 in the class, but I'm the number 1 ninja at surprising people. I like the video game reference. Sasuke just glared at him. Bunshin. Naruto smirked. Yet again, it appeared as if nothing had happened, but Sasuke knew better. The same trick won't work twice, he growled. Who says it's the same trick? Naruto charged in just as he had before, but Sasuke focused less on the initial Bunshin attack and looked at where the real Naruto would attack. Then in the last second, he realized that Naruto had never summoned the Bunshin. It was all just a ploy, and the initial attack was the real one, and only one that came. But it was too late. Sasuke went sprawling backwards from the hit, but recovered in mid-air and then sent shuriken flying in Naruto's direction as he put some distance between them. Naruto quickly gathered his senses and jumped up out of the way of the swarm of shuriken flying at him. Then he realized his mistakes. In jumping into the air, he sacrificed his ability to dodge any follow-up attacks. Katon Gokyaku no Jutsu, assuming that's fireball. Sasuke inhaled a large amount of air into his lungs and then spat out a blazing fireball, stunning everyone who was in witness of the feat. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto shouted off of the desperation, and suddenly a clone appeared right beside him and tossed him out of the way of the fireball before poofing out of existence. It was the only way he knew how to dodge something that large in midair. How did you dodge that attack? Sasuke demanded as Naruto landed on his feet, virtually unscathed. The fireball that he had fired had blocked his view of what had happened. No one in the audience except Iruka seemed to know what had happened either, because Naruto had only managed to keep the clone in existence for a split second. Despite training for weeks on end, he still wasn't able to maintain a Kage Bunshin for very long. A variation on the Bunshin, Naruto replied with a grin as he charged towards Sasuke for another attack. Sasuke quickly countered and used his superior speed to knock Naruto off his feet with a sweep kick. Naruto tried to recover, but Sasuke sent him sprawling with powerful missile kick. Maybe I'll try that again, Naruto murmured as he slowly got back to his feet. He charged in again, which Sasuke scoffed as predictable, but this time he leaped up in the air for an aerial attack. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Again, he only managed to keep the clone in existence for a second, but that was all he needed. The clone grabbed Naruto and swung him around mid-air right at Sasuke. effectively doubling the momentum and velocity of the flying kick. However, Sasuke had already prepared himself for the attack and sent another fireball right at his assailant, Katon. Gyok. I should know this. I've been doing this for a while. Gukyaku no Jutsu. Naruto flew right into the fireball. His extra momentum caused him to pierce through it, though not undamaged. But his kick missed Sasuke by a long shot due to his altered trajectory, leaving him open to attack. Sasuke used the opportunity to deliver the finishing blow. Winner, Sasuke. Great match, Iruka applauded. I guess I still have a long way to go. Naruto sighed as he adjusted his headband. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto shouted at the top of his lungs. He had been getting very frustrated at the progress he was making with the technique. Naruto. Naruto spun around to find the old man Hokage standing at the edge of the clearing that was training in. How did you know it was me? He stammered, taking off his mask. Not the Hokage for nothing. The Sandaime chuckled as he slowly walked closer. I was just taking a walk through the forest when I heard you training. Impressive technique you have there. Yeah, Kakashi-sensei taught it to me, Naruto exclaimed proudly, but I still can't really get it right. Still, it's a technique that should be completely beyond an academy student. Though keep in mind that being strong and fast and knowing a lot of jutsu isn't all that there is to being a ninja, Sarutobi reminded wisely, playfully mussing. Does he mean? I don't know. Hold up. Oh, playfully musing. Why did I struggle with musing? Playfully musing up the hair of one of the Naruto clones before it poofed out of existence. Naruto managed to create one perfect Kage Bunshin, but any more than one came out deformed in some way. I'm surprised that Kakashi has taken on a student though. Well, technically I'm not a student, but I will be once I master this jutsu, Naruto explained. Sarutobi frowned for a moment, knowing that Kakashi had probably taught that jutsu to Naruto, thinking that he would never be able to master it. Perhaps I may be of service. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. He created 3 clones with ease. Sorry, old man, but I have to master this technique by myself. The response surprised the Hokage. In fact, most of the things Naruto did could surprise anyone. I have to use my own strength to prove to Kakashi-sensei that I'm worthy of being his student. Once I get training from Kakashi-sensei, then you'd better watch out, old man, because I'll be taking over the office of yours when I become Hokage. Naruto grinned. Sarutobi smiled. I do hope that one day Uzumaki Naruto will become Hokage. But as you said yourself, rely on your own strength, or else I might be forced to nominate Hatake Arashi as the next Hokage instead. As the Hokage went on his way, continuing his leisurely stroll through the Konoha forest, Naruto looked on with a dumbfounded expression on his face. Okay, you kids can use this period for free study, Iruka announced, warily eyeing the gigantic stack of ungraded papers on his desk. All the students began to quietly snicker, knowing that free study time really just meant goof off time. However, the entire class immediately quieted when one Uchiha Sasuke suddenly stood up at his desk. I wish I could get them to quiet down like he does, Iruka sighed internally. Naruto suddenly felt a pair of very cold eyes glaring down at him, but just merely shrugged it off. Free study time for him meant nap time. Spar with me. Let me sleep. Afraid to get your butt handed to you again? Naruto immediately stood up and pointed out towards the classroom door. Fine, let's take it outside then. Sasuke smirked in anticipation as the 2 participants headed towards the academy training grounds, followed by the entire class. Even Iruka had taken some papers with them to grade while watching the fight. It had been weeks since Arashi and Sasuke had their last sparring match. Every time the class had a sparring session, Sasuke would get unlucky and draw someone else, and ever since he had fought Arashi, no one else could quench his thirst for battle and power. Sakura could see how excited Sasuke was. It made her jealous that the only person that could get him that eager wasn't her. Sasuke will just win again, no doubt about it. That'll show that Arashi who's boss. Let's go, Sasuke exclaimed, getting into a trademark taijutsu stance. Sasuke usually didn't say anything before matches, so this uncharacteristic display only served to draw the spectators more and more into the match. Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to smash that like button. Just do it. It's easy. And it helps the algorithm a lot, and it motivates me to, post more often, which you guys seem to want me to do. And subscribe if you're new. I plan to upload daily. And yeah, if you enjoy this kind of content, you should subscribe. Comments Q or any other comments you may have. I read all comments. I don't respond to all of them anymore. I might start doing that soon. Alright, now that my water's done, I can get back into this. Let's get wild, Arashi replied with a smirk, already bringing his hands up into a seal. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Sasuke frowned, never having seen this technique before. Those aren't regular Bunshin. I'll have to be careful, he thought. Then he gasped as he suddenly found himself fighting against two solid Arashis. Even if the Hokage hadn't explained the jutsu at all to him, just seeing the proper way that it was executed had helped Naruto a lot. His Kage Bunshin was now a lot more stable than before. What now, eh, Sasuke? Naruto taunted as both of him and his clone landed clean punches before the clone ran out of chakra and disappeared with a poof. Sasuke grimaced as he got back to his feet. Fighting two opponents at once was not something he was used to. You still can't beat me, Sasuke replied darkly as he charged in to engage in a hand-to-hand combat once again. As they exchanged a vicious series of punches and kicks, Naruto occasionally dropped shuriken and kunai on the ground. Sasuke was confused as to why he would just waste equipment like that, but he had his hands full with the battle to think about it too much. Sasuke smirked as he slowly gained the upper hand. He was superior in both strength and speed after all. This is it, he shouted, as his fist reared back for a sure hit. Kaburami no Jutsu. Sasuke's eyes widened in shock and pain as his fist connected with the sharp blade of a shuriken, with Arashi nowhere to be found. So that's why he was just tossing kunai and shuriken around at random. He snarled as he dislodged the shuriken from his bloodied hand. You got lucky this time, he exclaimed as he turned around to face Arashi, who was standing where he had previously dropped the shuriken. You may be physically faster than me, but how about now? He smirked as he formed one hand seal. Tajiu Kaburami no Jutsu. Naruto suddenly disappeared and reappeared at different spots in the arena, creating the illusion that he was moving at extremely high speeds, not unlike the Maido Guy school of anything goes taijutsu style. Sasuke scoffed. He already saw the flaws in the technique, but was still a bit miffed for not having thought up of it himself. You're just wasting your chakra, and you can only appear where there are kunai or shuriken on the ground. So I know exactly where you'll attack. Just because your brain knows doesn't mean your body is fast enough to react. Naruto smirked as he suddenly appeared right behind Sasuke and delivered a powerful aerial spin kick. Okay, so I've just used the Kage Bunshin and Kaburami techniques. Now if I can somehow apply the tree climbing trick to this battle, I'll have used all three techniques that Kakashi sensei had used against me. Then I'll be just like him, Naruto thought excitedly. But there aren't any trees around. While he was still deep in thought, Sasuke had recovered faster than usual and sent an enraged fist straight at Arashi's face, sending him sprawling backwards. This is it. Naruto's eyes widened in realization as he sent chakra to his feet to make him stick to the ground instead of being sent flying back even further. The much improved traction allowed him to be able to turn on a dime and change his direction in a burst of speed, an agility that Sasuke had never seen before. Before he knew it, Sasuke was once again on the wrong end of a punch. Being strong and fast and knowing a lot of jutsu isn't all there is to being a ninja, Naruto smirked and repeated what the Hokage had told him the other day, while pointing a mocking finger at the downed Sasuke. Sasuke glared at him with a renewed hatred in his eyes. He took the statement as a personal insult to the Uchiha clan, who specialized in winning battles through the sheer power and variety of their jutsu collection, their Sharingan. What would you know about being a ninja? Sasuke sneered, getting up to his feet and dusting himself off. You're just a goof-off who hasn't suffered enough to know what it means to be a true ninja. Naruto's eyes flashed crimson fury for a split second, and Sasuke had caught it. Sharingan? Could he be an Uchiha? Sasuke's eyes widened in shock. The reason that I'm a goof-off is because I've suffered, Naruto replied darkly. The strong move on towards the future. The weak brood on the past. I will become Hokage and protect even those who have wronged me. With the epic declaration, Arashi and Sasuke both charged forward, each rating the absolute will to emerge victorious. I declare this match a tie, Iruka announced as the two boys lay flat on the ground unconscious. Kakashi-sensei, Naruto called out in an excited voice. Kakashi sighed as he put his book away. He's already calling me sensei. It took me over a month, but I finally got it down, Naruto exclaimed, jumping up and down in anticipation. Kagebunshin no Jutsu. Kakashi's eyes widened as 3 perfect shadow clones phased into existence. He even pulled up his Sharingan just to make sure. It was mind-boggling that the kid had been able to master a Jonin level technique in just over a month with minimum instruction. Had Kakashi given Naruto better instructions, he could bet that Naruto would have mastered it even quicker. Impressive. Now are you gonna train me? Naruto pleaded, even going as far as taking his headband off to show off his sad puppy dog eyes. No. But you said you would, Naruto argued. Well, I can even do the tree walking trick that you did when we first met, Naruto added desperately and proceeded to demonstrate his ninja prowess. Kakashi was surprised at this too. Genin would be expected to be able to run up top of a tree, but Naruto was actually walking. Kakashi had only demonstrated walking, so perhaps it had never occurred to Naruto that running would have been an easier feat. He really was a genius and an idiot at the same time. See? I've been training hard for the past couple of months, Naruto exclaimed. Okay, fine. I'll train you whenever I have time. Kakashi sighed in defeat. Naruto swelled with pride and joy. Yes! Alright, you won't regret it, Kakashi-sensei. Okay, the first lesson I'll teach you is... Kakashi paused to think. He tried to think of an exercise that would be easy to pick up but took a long time to master, so that he wouldn't be bothered for another couple of months. During the tree walking exercise, did you notice what happened when your chakra output was too high? Naruto put a hand to his chin as he thought back on his training. Oh yeah, the tree cracked and it was propelled in the opposite direction. Exactly. So this time, instead of controlling your chakra, I want you to do the exact opposite and make it explode, Kakashi said. What do you mean? Naruto asked, clueless. Kakashi sighed. I guess you're the type that understands demonstrations better than lectures. Sorry it ended at such a weird point, but that's where I'm gonna end it, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed. Like I said, smash this like button. If this video does well, I'll do the next part. This will be a 2-part series. Yeah, it's a short story. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next part. Roll the outro. 1, 2, 3